Hello guys, I'm Mark and this is my Korg PA5x. I'm using this Korg mainly at home for over 1 year. Before that I used to work with Yamaha quite a lot. So I decided to record this video in order to clarify some things and to show some possible improvement that I would like to offer. So the best situation for me would be if someone from a core corporation will see this video, and maybe then they will borrow some ideas for implementation of in their future updates of this Korg PA5x operating system. Now I'm recording this video at the end of June 2025. As far as I understand, update 1.4 is just around the corner, so probably some things that I will describe here in this video, they might be addressed, while I believe that not all these items that I would like to discuss here will be covered in the upcoming updates, so probably it will be a good idea to provide an additional feedback to Core Corporation. Now I know that this instrument is not the best in terms of stability. It has a lot of bugs as for now. So there are bugs, and I believe people in Korg in their R&D department know about this, are aware of these bugs. So instead of talking about the bugs, I would like to talk about small features that can be improved here and there, and it will change the whole perception of how convenient it will be, how easy and how convenient it can become working with this instrument. So most of the features I would like to discuss and to point on are, in my understanding, are fairly easy to implement. So maybe some are not that easy, but it's definitely not something that groundbreaking and something totally different from what we have now. So I decided to concentrate solely on the style creation or style editing feature, because it has a lot of items. I also work a lot with style editing. I also have a prior experience of Yamaha, so I kind of know how do they do their things, or at least how does it look like. So maybe one more disclaimer. So first of all, English, it's not my native language, obviously, so I'm trying to do my best to provide as good feedback as I can. And the second disclaimer is that by profession, my day-to-day job is software engineering, so I don't know how it's implemented inside. It's obviously Korg doesn't expose this information, but I kind of can estimate whether this feature is a very big one or a small one. I don't know. So that's been said, let's start. I would like to start with one fairly small thing, and then we will dive into the style editing mode. So let's say we chose some style. Let's see, any style, it doesn't really matter, and I hit the split button, like synchro start, so I can play this style. Now when I enter the style editing mode, okay, I can customize various parameters. It's obvious, but then I exit. Okay, good. Now this split mode, the split button is doesn't really work anymore, so I need to press it once more to activate it. So my first suggestion, it's not a request, a suggestion, would be to memorize this split state, and it will make easier the whole workflow when I am editing the style and then I exit the style editing mode, and I would like to immediately start to play. Okay, so this is a very small feature. Okay, it's not a very big one for sure, but it can be convenient. So this is my suggestion. Now let's discuss the second one. I mean, all in all, there are about 20 items I would like to show here. So we've covered the first one, and now the second one is the chord track editing. So in order to show you chord track editing, let's enter again the style edit mode. Then let's pick some introduction. Hopefully this one has chords, and then I hit menu, event edit, and then I need to select the chords track. Okay, I see that it doesn't have. On this one has. Okay, so it's intro one. Okay, no problem. So if now I can record my own, or I can use the existing one. So what can we do if we want to change the chord? So we are expected to select this field, okay, this column, this row in the table, this cell, and then I cannot really hit it again or do anything with it. Instead, I need to use my dial wheel to go from E, let's say, to A. Okay, just like this. Now, if I know what chord it is, I need to, it's not an A major. For example, I would like to use something more advanced. So again, I need to pick the cell and start like scrolling through all the available items. Now, imagine there are many chords like this, or imagine we are creating the intro and we need to enter one by one all these chords. Now, assuming I would like to do it right in Korg, I don't want to use, I don't know, any software or whatever, it can become a tedious task. So my suggestion would be, if I pick the chord, allow me to enter this chord like manually. So here are two different things that you can do. I mean, you can do both, but the first one would be just popping the screen with all the chords, all the possible chords like A, B, C, D, E, F, and all the types of chords. So that I could like click A major 7, for example, I don't know, any chord. So it will be much easier for me to enter this one. Now, another suggestion in this area would be, instead of popping the screen, just allow me to enter the chord from the keyboard. Keyboard itself is a beautiful input controller, and we can use it. I mean, if we use these advanced chords, the basic assumption would be that we know how to use them and how I can play them on the keyboard. So that's why allow me to enter them through the keyboard. Currently, I'm now pressing the keyboard, nothing happens. So this could be a very welcome suggestion if we are working with the chords, chord track. I'm going to lose all my changes because I don't care about them. Okay, the next item is about the copying bars. I saw it a couple of times. It's well known from Yamaha. Yamaha has this feature for ages. But now let me explain what do I mean here. So for example, I would like to, let's pick the fourth variation, for example, menu, event edit. Okay, so there are some notes here. So I see that there are, okay, a lot of bars. So I recorded something. Now, what happens if I would like to copy bars from, let's say, third bar to fourth bar, including, to the 7th and 8th bar. How can I do it? Now, so I was expecting to see this feature in the style edit, and indeed we see here style, copy, cut, insert, velocity, all stuff like this, but there is no copy bars or copy measures, whatever you call it. But this is something that certainly is lacking here. So I can cut, I can insert, but I cannot copy. And this is like, I mean, it's a missing feature in my understanding. Okay, now the next one is about the drum editing. So the next item, I mean. So okay, we have here some drums, but what if I want to pick some specific drum from the drum kit and to customize it? So for example, to pick I don't know, a snare from another drum kit. I mean, in Yamaha, this feature exists for like maybe 10 years, and what's interesting about this feature is you can do it directly inside the style. Okay, so inside the style editing. So you can customize at the level of sample. Each key can be customized. So you can borrow like snare from the dance kit, like hit head. You can borrow from another kit, and so on and so forth. So technically, these are implemented as some specific messages in the internal format, like C6 messages, right? Inside the style, and then you can customize the drum kit to your liking. Now, of course, I'm aware that Korg can, it has the drum kit customization, but in order to execute the drum kit customization, you need to exit the style editing mode, to enter the drum editing, pick the original drum kit, and start the customization, right? So something like this. So record edit, sound edit, then you pick the drum kit. I've already selected one, and then you go again menu and then drum kit. So now indeed you can customize, then you can save, but again, when you are editing the style, when you are working on the style, it's very inconvenient. Okay, so I know that the previous Korg's model had a feature called kicker and snare designation, right? But here we don't see anything. So I mean, there is nothing here. So it's really something which is missing. It's really missing. So you can reuse this kind of widget, right? You can reuse it. You can show what drums are being played at the moment. I mean, if I'm in the style editing mode, I can press the play button to solo the drum track, and I could see what drum exactly I'm using. Okay, what key exactly is playing. Then I could press the key on the keyboard or select it in some way, and then I could edit or customize it or pick another sample, and so on and so forth. So this could make the whole work with the drums much more convenient. Okay. Okay, the next item is regarding the note selection. To illustrate this one, again, I'll go to my style. Let's again trigger the style editing, and then I'm going to the event edit. Okay, so now I'm in the select note screen. So I pressed this cell on this cell, and now I can hear the sound. Okay, so what happens if I want to edit it? Again, the same, I need to dial with this dial wheel. Okay, so certainly it can work. I mean, it can do the job, but what happens if I want to change this this particular node. Okay, so I can press it. Okay, again, I'm pressing it, and what do I see here? I'm seeing here a screen which is full of like numbers. Instead, I suggest developing a custom like screen here that will allow me to enter C and the number like C2. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I would like to see here, okay? And then numbers. So C2 with sharps and flats and all stuff like this, but not this like a generic type of screen where I can't enter the node. So again, this is the first suggestion. Another suggestion is would be just to press the appropriate key, the relevant key, and then on the keyboard, right? So again, the keyboard itself is a very good controller, and if we are diving so deep into the style editing, so the basic assumption would be that we know what we are doing. So allow us to use the keyboard as an input controller to enter the nodes. Okay, so this is the node selection screen. And okay, now the next item I would like to discuss is the lack of step edit. Okay, step editing. So we have here an event editing, but we don't have here a mode where we would like to enter manually nodes. I know that the previous Korg models had this feature. I know that Yamaha has this again for ages. So it would be great if you could add this new mode, like step editing, that it will allow me to enter the nodes and chords one by one. Just a lacking feature, Okay, so if we are here, let's discuss the filters. So here we have filtering. I suggest to improve it and to add a filtering by node range. In particular, we could filter with the same like from and to, top to bottom, so that we could see here only, only one node. Okay, like, I don't know, if I'm working with kicks, I would like to see here only kicks. And then I would like to edit them in a more convenient manner. Just another filtering to the view, to the rendering of this table. Okay, now regarding the velocities, this is the next item I would like to talk about. So here we have different velocities, but sometimes we would like to provide like like a crescendo, diminuendo, or changing velocity maybe with some curves, I don't know. So in previous model, again, there was a velocity curves feature. Currently in this model there is no anything like this. So the only solution, if I want to edit my my stuff inside the Korg, and I don't want to copy it to the DAW, and of course in the DAW I can do whatever I want, but here I would like to see the algorithms for implementing crescendo or diminuendo with the same slope or with some curves, I don't know. So again, velocity curves feature will be a very welcome addition to this model as well. Currently it's lacking. Okay, now let's talk about the controllers. Now controllers, there is a page in the documentation that summarizes which control messages can be used, but the thing is that here we don't see all the controllers. Okay, so we see only a fraction of them. So please allow, my suggestion or my request to Korg would be, please add all the controllers that Korg can use or can be used in the style. All these controls should be listed here and should be available for selection and for customization. And currently that's not the case. Now another thing that in this specific area of controllers is this number. Like, okay, so here we see the control message, and now the number is 11, and the value 1. Value 2 is 86 in this particular case. Now, what is 11? Of course, I can open up the MIDI documentation and see what controller it is. I don't know. But instead of showing just a generic number, again, it's all about the usability. Why don't you print like the name of the controller? I mean, if you print 10 here, then print that this is a penning, right? So anything like this, I mean, it will be much easier for us, for the end users, to understand what we're talking about here. I mean, what is this controller? You know how to render the values which are not numbers, right? So I mean, see, this node D6, it's D is a character, it's not a number. So probably, I mean, it should not be a very big issue to render this name, okay, the string name, but much more convenient. Okay, so this is regarding the controllers. Okay, and now when we are in the style editing mode, sometimes there is a need to record automation. By automation, I mean, for example, penning that I was describing before. I would like to hear some notes on the left, some on the right, left, right. Of course, I could use the insert effects for it, right? It's possible. But since we are working with controllers and having access to controllers, maybe it will be much better if you could allow recording the automation. Okay, we could use the dial wheel to change the values in the real time, maybe the joystick, maybe the ribbon controller. I mean, there are many possibilities, but currently there is just no way to do it. Okay, so that's the missing feature in my understanding. Okay, so another usability improvement feature is to allow moving between the screens of style editing submodule while the notes are being played. So for example, to illustrate this, I'll put the volume down. So for example, let's say we've recorded something, okay, and now we are playing. Okay, it's a factory style, but let's pretend that this is a style that I've recorded. Now I would like to navigate, for example, to the mixer. Okay, for example, so I should press the menu and pick the mixer. When I'm pressing the menu, this is what I see. Press stop before changing screen. Now, this is kind of, I mean, it stops my whole creative process, because, you know, I'm in the rush of editing something, of creating music. And now I would like to customize something here, maybe in the mixer, maybe in the event edit. So why restricting me from navigating to other screens? Yamaha doesn't work like this, for example. I mean, you can do whatever you want while notes are being played. So again, this is something I would like to see as a welcome addition in the future updates of the operating system. Okay, the next feature I would like to discuss, or the next item, I mean, I have here a list, I'll show you a list of items I prepared. So after I finish one item or another, to talk about one item or another, I just glance through this list and begin the next item. Okay, so the next item I wrote to myself is to provide a clear separation between the local and global parameters. Now, this is something very interesting. I mean, it may be interesting. Maybe it has roots in the style architecture, internal representation of, bits and bytes of the style in Korg. But in general, I would like to see that there are parameters that can be applied locally to one part of the style, variation or a specific chord variation even, and some parameters which are available to the whole style. Okay, so for example, I know that if I want to change the volume and like in the variation 1, for example, of some track, I was expecting, you know, to rise the volume up or go down with the volume. It doesn't really matter, but to change actually the volume value, and I was expecting that this change will be reflected only in the variation. But instead, what I see that it doesn't work, and I was suggested to change the expression, which is an entirely different controller in MIDI. So this ambiguity doesn't really look good. So I know that Yamaha, they have a very specific rule about this. So everything which is edited when you are not in the style editing mode, like you play the style, you enter the mixer and you start to change your stuff, okay? And then you enter the style editor and you hit save, or here in Korg you don't even need to enter the style editor. You can just, you know, from the contextual menu, just choose here save style. And in this case, the change will be global. It will be applied globally. But when you are working like the other way around, like first of all, you're entering the style edit mode, but then you're hitting the mixer, like, okay, so you are in the style editing mode, you choose the variation, for example, variation 1, and then you enter the mixer and you start editing your stuff. In this case, the changes will be applied only to this particular variation. If we are in the first variation, so the change will be applied only to the first variation. Now Ketron also, they have global and local. Okay, so you can choose what are the boundaries of your change. In Korg, it's kind of vague. I don't know how to say it better. So probably you should improve in this area, and you should clarify how all these things can be done. The best will be to provide a very well-defined algorithm for these kind of decisions. Okay. So okay, now the next item I would like to discuss is to allow exporting a style variation. So here in Korg we have an ability to export the style to MIDI. I can say that from my perspective, I'm usually concentrated on one variation, which I mean working in and out, and then I'm applying pretty much the same ideas by copying stuff from variation 1 to another variation, and that's how I evolve my style. Now, in order to export, we have here the import export, right? But when I hit this export SMF to the standard MIDI file, I can't pick the granularity. So I need to export the whole style, okay, at once. So sometimes it can be convenient. Sometimes I would really prefer to see only one variation or only one chord variation is exported. I mean, in a different to allow me to choose in which granularity I would like to export. Okay, what exactly I would like to export. Okay, so I mean it will make the whole editing process in the DAW or in programs like Korg PA Manager maybe easier, right? So that's my suggestion. Okay, now another thing I would like to discuss here is when we enter the style editing mode, we have here the whole buttons. Okay, let's see. Yes, you can see it on camera, but here all these buttons, they are automatically meant to mute the tracks, right? So bass mute, drum mute, percussion, and so on and so forth. Now, what I would like to see here also is soloing. Like if you're allowing muting, so allow me to solo the tracks and maybe even other feature, I don't know, other features. So maybe you can, I don't know, maybe you can enter some mode or to pick something on menu, whatever. But I would like to see that I can enter the solving mode and to use this buttons. Or maybe you can work like, I don't know, like double click will solve and single click will mute, or long click, whatever. But I think you get the idea. Okay. Okay. Now, really small usability feature. The next one I would like to show here. Here, this is the main screen. I see that it's loaded, but maybe you can find some place to provide a small icon with what kind of track it is, because currently I don't know what's recorded. Of course, I can hit menu, I can go to the mixer, and here I do see this, the tracks. But maybe you can also provide some kind of pictogram. Okay, it's just for convenience. Again, all these are small features that, in my understanding, will make the life of Korg users much easier. Okay. Now, yet another item. We're heading to the end of my list. So another item I would like to suggest is to allow changing the chord track type between the variation. Currently, this chord track type is something which is kind of global. So if I have a guitar track, so I recorded the guitar on, let's say, for example, a ACC1 track, it should be like this for all variations. Instead, maybe in the fourth variation, I would like to use it as, I don't know, an arpeggio track. So currently it's global. Again, it kind of corresponds to the feature that I've mentioned previously, before, to allow global or local editing. Okay, but this again, this also the same type of suggestions. So allow us to use our tracks. Provide the maximum freedom we can. So allow us to use it as we want. Okay. So this is this item, and I would like to talk also about this style editing. So this is a very frequent operation that we do. Usually we use it to quantize or to change the velocity. And here, for example, let's talk about the velocity, but it can be applied to all of other modes. So, for example, here we have a velocity, and we have here a bottom node and top node. And here again, if I press this node, I can press it twice, and I see the same screen without the actual node. So I need to understand what is the C0 in the computer notation, if you wish, I don't know. Then I need to multiply it by 12 to understand what number should I input here. It's extremely inconvenient. Instead, again, provide a screen, please, to enter the nodes and enter the values like we are used to, like C-1. So okay, and provide the screen C and -1. Or another feature, another possible option, provide us the way to enter the note from the keyboard. Okay, so I can press the C1 on the keyboard. Currently I don't see, but I'm trying to press it, nothing happens. So please provide a way to enter these notes in a much more convenient manner. Okay. So the last item I would like to talk about is when we are in the event editing mode and we would like to insert some event. So for example, I'm here. Okay. Now I would like to insert something. So I'm inserting. And look what happens. It's node C4. Okay, it's next to B4. No problem. Let's insert here. It's again C4. Now I would like to allow to, when you're inserting, not to insert C4 no matter what, but insert the node which I was selecting, insert the copy of the node which I was selecting before I hit insert. Now you might think that it's like a weird, right? It's not really something which is important. But if you are modifying, heavily modifying the track, so the chances are that you will enter the nodes which are next one to another. So in this case, indeed, we are in the D4 already, but I mean in the fourth octave. But if it's a different track, I think you can like memorize this before. So if I hit insert, allow me to like insert the same node, okay? Or alternatively, like copy paste node. I mean, it can be implemented in different ways, right? But again, it will improve the speed of editing, okay? So these are like items which I would like to see in future updates. I believe maybe some items people will say that they don't really need them. I believe that maybe some items will be implemented in the upcoming update in 1.4. I mean, I don't know what will be in this update, but I think not all my suggestions will be applied. So maybe in future you will consider these suggestions to be added to the future versions of the operating systems, of your operating system, sorry. So again, in my understanding, it will just improve the whole workflow when it comes to the style editing, okay? So this is probably the summary. I mean, to summarize, there are many items that can be improved, and I hope someone from the Korg Corporation will see this video. Of course, feel free to contact me to write your comments, or if you are from Korg, feel free to, I don't know, to contact me directly if you need. I tried to prepare this like a real use cases with an explanation. What do I want to see and why do I want to see this this or that feature. And again, I didn't talk about the bugs which are known, like for example, this no transpose feature which doesn't work like properly, right? So these are known bugs, so I don't really didn't really want to discuss these bugs. I mean, people know this about these things, and probably they will be fixed. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching this fairly long video, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I will be more than glad to read your comments. Thank you and have a nice week.